So I'm Remy. I'm Annike's brother. I'm also the third wheel officially now in this marriage. So most people move out when their sister gets married, and I moved in. What can I say? It's hard to walk away from Marino's home cooking. I just know it's going to be a good day when I wake up to the smell of a sizzling cucumber omelet. And end the night with his famous spaghetti a la blended deer. Annike's taste in men, and apparently food, is truly unmatched. Now, Anneke has always been the bossy older sister, so really, I just feel bad for Marino. Luckily, I'm also the built-in babysitter. Not for future kids, but to look out for Marino when Annike's hangry. But in all seriousness, living with these two has given me a front row seat to their relationship. And it's made me see how much they really look after each other. How much they laugh together and how they've created a home that's warm and welcoming, even for their live-in third wheel. So after me, my brother Anneke is going to give a speech. So cheers.
Hello, hello. Ciao, ciao. All right, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Yannick, Annike's youngest brother, or largest, and proud to officially be a nuisance to Marino forever. Now that they've finally tied the knot, I'd like to share some thoughts and opinions, as per usual. I'm going to be real here and say that Anneke has been one of the most annoying people in my life, but she's always been the one I turn to. She's always been someone who pushes me to be better and has always been the best at pushing me down the stairs on our animal print mattress. So good that one time she literally thought she killed me. On a serious note, you are considerate, determined, and always have a way of pulling people together, especially our family. Seeing you work tirelessly toward everything you set your mind to, including 1,000 different passion projects, has been one of the most inspiring parts of my life. Style consultant, singer, pianist. Need I say more? And in case I haven't buttered you up enough already, you look absolutely stunning in your dress, and I know that none of you would have thought so too. You're just missing some animal print and some fur, and then she'd approve. I bet it must be hard wearing a dress today, knowing you're always wearing the pants in the relationship.
Holy cow! Wow!
Now, Marino, listen up, since most of the time you're not actually listening, so. If I ever need a cucumber fried up, you're my guy. You've thankfully shown us who you are besides a chef. You're incredibly easygoing, fiercely loyal, and the grounded person Anneke didn't even know she needed. Also, I've never seen anyone do so many dishes in my life. Anneke, you've got to keep her. Together, you two are truly something special, family-oriented, endlessly supportive of each other, and love hard. Like, really hard. Seriously, it's annoying. Didn't know couples had to kiss before every run while skiing. But, that's how it goes, I guess. I'm so excited for this next chapter in your lives, and just know I'll be the uncle buying too much liquor for your underage kids. Today has just been so special and the best celebration. I love you both and couldn't be happier to raise a glass to my sister and her new husband and to my Euro summer trip. To Anneke and Marino. Cheers. Chin chin. Chin chin. Salute. All right, I'd like to hand it over now to Marino's siblings.
I'm going to do my best not to cry, but I'm not making any promises because I'm probably going to cry. For those that don't know me, I'm Luciano, Marino's only older brother, which means I've known Marino for his entire life, so no pressure for me here to get this right. Before I begin my speech, I'd like to take a moment to set the tone here. don't know what that means. Picture I have a knife. I want to start by saying to Marino and Anneke that today is the most acceptable time you'll both ever have for PDA. So on behalf of everyone, please get it out today. For those that don't know what PDA stands for, it's public display of affection. And if you spend any time around them, you'll notice they're full of it. Whether it's dancing in the middle of the kitchen, being in everyone's way, sitting on top of one another on the couch, or the longest, wettest, loudest kissing you've ever heard. By the way, I clocked you in at 7 seconds at dinner in Luca the other night. It's to the point where Nico will now pucker up his lips and get as close to them as possible when they're having one of their smooches. Growing up, Marino and I loved to play sports. He was always following my lead and watching my every move, so it's no wonder he became such an incredible athlete. In the summers in Port Alberni, my mom used to drop us off at the golf course for the day. Marino and I would golf for hours. At first, I blew him out of the water, but unsurprisingly, he quickly improved. You're welcome, Marino. Because I'm so competitive, it got to the point where I had to start cheating at times to make sure I still beat him every round. I never let him win at anything, whether it was road hockey, mini sticks, shooting pucks, video games, cards, or lifting weights. I would always find a way to win, oftentimes by cheating. And I still feel like Marino, being the easygoing, caring guy he is, would hold back at times in order to preserve my ego. That's the kind of younger brother he is. Marino is known for the size of his biceps, and once again, I had a major hand in this. When he was playing for the Victoria Cougars, he had an ankle sprain, and he would only do upper body workouts. He was on the mend and close to being fully recovered, and at the time, I was living in a townhouse with himself and Buse, who also played with Marino on the Cougars. Naturally, the house didn't smell very well with 3 guys, so I thought it was a good idea to spray Pledge to make it smell better. That morning, Marino came down the stairs, and as soon as he stepped onto the linoleum in the kitchen at the bottom of the stairs, his feet came out from under him, and he took a hard fall. This set him back in his recovery and meant more bicep curls. Once again, you're welcome, Reigns. Marino's always been very independent and loved doing things himself and in his own way. Whenever I told him to do something that wasn't his idea or that he didn't want to do, it usually went the opposite way. So naturally, I started telling him to do things that contradicted what I actually wanted him to do. The only time this hasn't worked is when it comes to his self-stimulation, also known as stimming. When we were younger, it was him playing with his glasses or twirling his hair. Now Marino can be seen doing some weird shit with his belly button that I don't understand. I want to say congrats to Anneke for being one of the few people that can get him outside of his own world and more accepting to ideas that aren't his. I've never told anyone this before, but it seems fitting given the occasion. One of my earliest memories is having a bath with Marino when he was no older than a year old and I was closer to 3. If you had baths when you were young, you may remember seeing the bubbles and suds on top, but then there would be openings where you could see into the water. I was facing Marino, and I remember seeing one of these gaps in the water and seeing something floating between his legs. I reached down to poke at it to see what it was and realized it was attached to him. I then looked between my own legs, and if I could replicate my thought process from back then and use adult vocabulary, it'd probably sound something like this. What the fuck is that, and what happened to mine? Marino and I did everything together growing up. We shared friends, interests, and a room until I was 16. There were many nights where I would lie awake in silence, and I would ask if he was still awake, to which he would sometimes reply in a loud whisper, "Yeah, are you?" As if I'd somehow asked that while I'm sleeping. I don't know why, but I took comfort in knowing that he was awake with me if I couldn't sleep. Still, to this day, I could sit with Marino for hours in silence, and it gives me the same feelings as when we were a kid. A feeling of comfort, safety, and home. Over the past few years, I've witnessed Anneke bring out a side in Marino that I didn't think was possible. He finally knows how to dress and has some style, and is more open to being challenged. But he's also more full of life and love. He was having a bit of a tough time before starting to date her, and I feel like she has a lot to do with bringing him back to the more happy days. Thank you, Anneke, and welcome to the family. As I mentioned previously, Marino spent a lot of time looking up to me, but what he probably didn't realize is that I also looked up to him. To give you an idea of what kind of brother he is, when my parents asked him what he wanted for his 9th birthday, he replied with, "Well, why don't you buy Luch a new bike and I'll just take his." Me being the selfish older brother, I took that deal. Other than the people that were there when I was first born and for my first few years of life, Marino was the first person to know me. I spent more time with him than anyone else. I watched him go through every stage and took care of him in every way I could. He was my first best friend and has been my longest companion. Marino, you mean more to me than I will ever be able to express, and I love you more than words can describe. I can't wait to watch and continue to look up to you as you enter the next most profound stage of your life. Congratulations to you and Anneke on this very special day. My wish for you on this incredible journey you are about to embark on is nothing short of a lifetime of health, joy, and love. Yeah, sorry.
All right, just lastly, everybody, let's raise a glass to this amazing couple. Thank you for bringing everybody here to this beautiful place. We wish you all, or you two, nothing but love, happiness, and prosperity in your future, and can't wait to see what's next for you too. Viva gli sposi.
Grazie.
Buonasera. Mi chiamo Gianni Contanti. Sono papà di Anneke. Mi piace parlare italiano. I'm doing this all in Italian, just for the rest of you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just welcome everybody for being here. Welcome to this wonderful celebration at this beautiful venue in an amazing setting. I mean, I'm still pinching myself. It's so amazing. And congratulations to Anneke, who did it all, pretty much. When I mean did it all, I mean she took all my ideas and incorporated them in there. So, well done, well done. I have to admit, when I saw Anneke today for the first time, I think I was one of the first out of the inner circle. It really took my breath away. Such a beautiful bride. And it's like yesterday, it seems like she was 3 years old, digging in the vegetable garden for worms and letting them squirm in her hand, as many as possible. It's like yesterday we were singing the Little Mermaid songs together, you know, because we watched those movies so many times together. I can imagine her in her little tutu with her little tiara, with her magic wand, doing the grand finale at the end. Part of their world. It's an incredible feeling to watch her grow into the strong, brave, and intelligent woman she is today. It's a feeling of pride that words can't quite capture. And then there's Marino. When Anneke first told us about him, I, like any good father, was a little skeptical. Firstly, to be included in our family, you have to be able to ski. It was iffy at the beginning, but he got there. He passed the test. He's fast, but His style needs a little work. But he's super fast. He's really good. Anneke told us that she turned him down the first few times he asked her out. He showed a lot of patience and perseverance, however, and eventually got his chance. Of course, he invited her to a hockey game to win her over. I've been impressed with his patience and persistence on the golf course as well. Even though he hits the balls in the bush, he keeps going to play all the time. He never gives up. So congratulations. You never give up with Anneke, and you're not giving up on golf either. He's very thorough too, I have to say, because he came to see us like a good boy to ask for our permission, both Isabel and I. And we had a lovely chat, and of course we gave our blessing. But about a week later, he called us, and he says, I don't feel like I left that in the right place. I'm not sure. It's like, did I do okay? Yes, Marino. Well, of course, we gave him the gears first. Like, no, actually, we changed our minds. But way to go, Marino. Marino, you are a great match for Anneke. You're both motivated and determined, and it's clear how much you love her. You make her very happy, and for that, we are grateful. We couldn't be happier to officially welcome you into our family. As of now, you could call me Papa Jean. Looking out at the two of you, I see two people who bring out the best in each other. I see lots of online shopping packages arriving at your door. More importantly, I see a relationship built on trust, respect, and a deep friendship. To Anneke and Marino, my advice is simple. Always be each other's greatest supporter. Find joy in the small moments and never stop making each other laugh. Now, can you please raise your glasses and join me in a toast?
We don't have a glass.
I don't have a glass.
Wait. I'll grab them here.
I'll pretend.
Wait.
I'll pretend. No, it's okay.
Oh.
I'll pretend. Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry, Mike.
Got a toast.
Marino and Anneke, may your life together be filled with happiness, adventure, and lots of love. To Anneke and Marino. Saluti!
It was hard holding it together. Anneke wouldn't let us wear sunglasses, and now it's late at night, so I got no cover again. So, incredible night. Marino's sitting there a little worried right now because after his brothers, what the hell is Dad gonna say now? So, before I say a bunch of words, just on behalf of Sonia and I, I'll leave a lot of the thank yous to Marino, but thank you for your commitment coming here. It means a ton to us, and we really appreciate everyone that's come from, I guess, both continents, and it's a real interesting mix. So thank you very much from the bottom of our heart. When I think about Marino, we had 4 kids, and before we got married, we went through catechism and everything. Or not catechism, no. What was that thing? Something like that. Yeah. Anyways, before you get married in a Catholic church, you got to go through this stuff. I passed, and we asked the priest to bless us with kids, and of course Sonia wanted 6, and I wanted 2, so we compromised at 4. Marino by far was certainly that one that came in with a vengeance, and you've heard a lot of different things, and Marino when he was young, even now, he's referred to when he's hungry, he tends to get a little hangry. And back when he was little, before it was properly diagnosed, he was just cranky. And it was funny because we'd go to Sonny's dad's house, and he would affectionately refer, Marino would inevitably get cranky, and he would affectionately refer to Marino as Marino. You were cranky, and of course that didn't help matters. It just made it all the worse. But to really highlight that, what it was like when Marino was born, a lot of the nurses and women in the room will appreciate this. He was kind of like a Hoover vacuum. So when he was born, he wanted milk, And of course, I guess the milk doesn't come in right away, so he's going for it. And it was a bit of a struggle on this end because so day 2, I walk into the hospital and there's Sonia just sitting there, both boobs hanging out like this with red stuff all over them. And normally, a guy that age, it's like giddy up, but it wasn't a real flattering pose. And I was watching Marino sitting there in the bassinet, and similar to I don't know, when you watch Marino eat pasta, he's always got a ring of food around his mouth. So apologize for this in advance. I've been hanging around with Italians for about 40 years, so I tend to exaggerate a little bit now. But, I swear to God, Marino was sitting in the bassinet, and he's got this shit-ass eating grin on his face with this ring around his mouth. Sonia's sitting there like this, and she's just looking at me like daggers and like, do not wake him up. Because it was a little tender for a while there, so... we got through that, and Marino went through that phase, and he certainly matured, I guess, and by the time he was 5, he was certainly much happier. But you've heard a few people talk, and I talked to Julius earlier, and Jean mentioned it. Marino certainly goes at things hard, and again, even from a young age. If you remember back in the 90s, you had those walkers, but basically it was just an upside-down laundry basket with wheels. And we were living in Gold River at the time, and of course we didn't get the memo that these things are actually not legal anymore. So there's Marino at the top of the stairs. He must have been fed because he was happy, but he just wanted to run in that thing, and Sonia hadn't put the gate up on the stairs. And he bounced and lurched towards her and went down the stairs in this laundry basket. Fortunately, he didn't tip over anything else, kind of wobbled one way or another and got to the bottom, but it was certainly a scary moment. He graduated from that to, he always went at things hard. First pair of skates, it was, like Luch was saying, he's always trying to keep up to his brother, but he wanted to run on the ice instead of learning to skate and taking steps instead of running right off the bat. Also, when Marino was younger, he struggled with attention to detail. And Anneke, I don't know if that's still an issue, but Marino would, again, always trying to keep up with his brothers. And back in the day when the kids used to play out on the streets, and he'd be going out to play road hockey or whatever, and he'd always go down the driveway, and we had a steep driveway, and he'd just run right out in front of vehicles and everything else. So we had to sit him down and say, Marino, you got to look both ways. And so finally, Marino, with big test, he was going down there, and he runs down the driveways, he goes like this and keeps running. So he's just he's always kind of been that way. It got so bad that we were in Disneyland one time, and Luch, he always wandered off, and so Luch, Sonia, and I, the other two didn't get to make that trip, but we kind of set him up, and he was in one of those moments. He wandered off, and we were hiding behind the coat racks and everything else, and it took him forever. It's like, when's he going to notice? Finally, he noticed, and he had a little bit of a shock, but a bit of a panic attack there. You've heard others talk about how independent Marino was. When we went to our cabin, he was, he'd always be the one. Where's Marino? Well, we get the binoculars out, and he's down the other end of the lake in the boat fishing on his own. So, Anneke, they say opposites attract, and not that you two are opposite, but Marino does have a frugal side. Not to be mistaken with cheap, but he's certainly on the frugal side of things. You've heard about the hand-me-down bikes, and my message to you in this is going to be, use it to your advantage, okay? Because when the other two clowns over there wanted new skates every year, we love Marino because he'd go right to the cheap end of the skates. They'd go right to I think the expensive ones, Buse, weren't they always on the right? Anyways, he'd go, the other two were right over there. Marino would go to the less expensive ones. I think even when he was playing junior, Nico would look at his skates and go, get some new skates, like they're falling apart. But, he always made do, so, you're just going to have to figure out a way to work that to your advantage. Anneke, we've talked about, we've already welcomed you to our family, and you know, now that it's official, we can see how happy you've made Marino. You know, as a couple, you always wish for the best for, you know, the partners that your kids are going to pick, and you know, you come from very strong family values, and I couldn't be more happy. We couldn't be more happy for that. So John and Isabel, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for a wonderful daughter-in-law. You know, she's certainly a charm. So, you know, family-wise, I think it's all great. I mean, John's hockey selection and hockey teams. I was just talking to him about that. We're probably going to have to work on that. And I don't know if anyone in the room has played, you know, those family games with Isabel. Yeah, she's definitely on the aggressive side. So, Isabel, I'm still waiting for that rematch, and you know, we'll see if that competitive side comes out of me. You know, it's amazing how life goes full circle. So, you know, last year Luciano and Amy got married on Hornby Island, and it was a venue that where my parents had first dated and got together, and you know, now things come full circle again. And you know, you've already heard the comments about the kid next door, and the fact that we were neighbors, and the fact now that you know, both families certainly have roots in Italy, which led to this venue. Just amazing that you know, that it's worked out that way, and how life comes full circle. Sonia's family, of course, you know, Madeline's here, and her cousins from Casa Galenda. You know, three of her siblings were born in Italy, and the other four were born in Canada. So it's certainly wonderful. It's, you know, it finally got me to Italy. I think I even went to church. But you know, thank you so much. You know, it means this for everyone that's come here. It means so much to us. Do you still want to say something?
No, you're doing great.
You don't want to say that?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, this was what Sonia was going to say. What a beautiful way for both of you to start your new chapter in life, to do it in such a beautiful country embedded in our family roots and culture, where our Italian parents, grandparents, and ancestors were married and started their lives. And finally, we got Kevin to Italy. So I already said that. Okay. So, you know, now that you're married, I know both sides are going to be looking forward to the expansion plans and the family plans. So we're certainly waiting with bated breath on that front. And
No pressure.
no pressure. Yeah, you know, I'll be there as soon as they're out of diapers. So, but looking forward to that chapter in life. So I'll end off by saying this, and this is something that Sonia and I put together. Always stay true to your core. Everyone will always have opinion on what you should do in life. Know your path together. Remember, life doesn't get easier. You just get stronger as individuals and as a couple. The core of everything will always be your family. Always remember this moment and stay true to who you are as a family. So with that, I didn't bring a glass. But with that, if everyone could raise their glass, and a toast to Anneke and Marino and the Contants for such a wonderful daughter. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. And that's it? Thank you.
Cari Marta e Andrea, oggi celebriamo non solo i vostri 26 anni di matrimonio, ma anche 26 anni di amore, di complicità e di cammino condiviso. In un mondo che corre veloce, voi siete la prova che la vera forza sta nella costanza, nel rispetto reciproco e nella gioia delle piccole cose vissute insieme. Che possiate continuare a ridere, a sostenere e a scoprire nuovi sogni di realizzare mano nella mano come avete fatto fino ad ora.
Nailed it.
Allora, un brindisi a voi, alla vostra storia e a tutti ciò che ancora vi aspetta. Alla saluti di Marta e Andrea.
Are you Italian?
No. Can you tell?
Nailed it.
So what I said is, it's their 26th wedding anniversary. Wishing them lots of future adventures and great stories to come. So congratulations.
Scusa. Wow. What a day. We can't begin to express our gratitude for this entire experience. When we first imagined this day, we never could have dreamed it would be as perfect as it's been. And it's all thanks to me, of course. No. It's all thanks to my wife. First off, we want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. It truly means the world to us that you've taken the time to celebrate this day with us, whether you've come from just down the road or traveled from afar. Today isn't just about the two of us. It's about the family and friends who've supported us, encouraged us, and helped shape our lives. We wouldn't be who we are or standing here today without you. As many of you know, both Anneke and I carry Italian roots and lineage. And to be here in Italy, surrounded by family and friends, it's not just a celebration of our marriage, it's also a homecoming of sorts. This place, it's part of who we are, and we feel very at home here. And today we celebrate not just our future together, but also the generations before us whose love has made this possible. I wanted to take a moment to recognize certain individuals from both sides of our family who couldn't be here with us today. And we feel their absence not with sadness, but with gratitude. Their love, their spirit, and their legacy are with us today. Today I actually wore a rose lapel pin to honor my nonna and grandma. And in this small way, I carry them close to me today. Anneke honored her grandmother, Henny, Isabel's mom, by wearing her dress to the welcome dinner last night. And today she wore earrings that were originally a necklace that belonged to her great-grandmother, which Henny turned into earrings for Isabel's wedding. Unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to meet Henny, but I know that in getting to know the Delagos, I know that she was a huge part of the family, and Anneke deeply carries forward her grandmother's strength and elegance. I want to give a special thank you to our incredible grandparents, Jean, Isabel, Kevin, and Sonia. You've given us everything. You've given us everything we could have ever asked for, your unwavering love, endless support, and most incredible foundations. You've raised us with values that have shaped who we are, how we love, how we face challenges, and how we treat others. Because of you, we've grown up knowing what true partnerships look like. You've shown us what it means to love deeply, to give generously, and to live with integrity. which we will carry forward in our future together. To our wedding party, thanks for showing up and roasting me. Don't really know what else to say. But honestly, thank you. No matter how much we joke about it, we really appreciate you guys being here. And lastly, I want to say a special thank you to all of our wonderful vendors and to everyone at the Casale, specifically Gabriele, Sara, and Francesca. You know, you guys have worked tirelessly and you know, to make our vision a reality. It's been quite the process, to say the least. You know, from the amazing property to the delicious food, the beautiful flowers, and our wonderful photographer Victoria and Paul, and Francesco with the videography, and also still to come Filippo. Filippo's in the back there, but he'll be taking care of us on the dance floor there later tonight. You've all helped create the perfect backdrop for our special day. Your commitment and particular attention to detail has made this process so easy, and it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Grazie a tutti. Once again, another speech where I'm going to propose a toast, but I don't have a glass, so everybody please raise a glass and to me, most importantly, to me and my wife, to family, thank you everyone for all your love and support and for being with us for this very special time. So, thank you.